Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to the first lecture of Introduction to Architecture and Town Planning. This is the introduction lecture. In this lecture, we will discuss about that what is architecture. If you think that the name of the subject comprise and two words, such as architecture and another one is town planning. So we will discuss about the mid-term course is architecture and the final term course is town planning. Okay, so it is necessary to first of all for all of the student to start before any subject to introduce to know the background of any subject, because when we explain the general concept of architecture, is one of the advantage is to clear the basic concept of architecture or coming lecture, and their concept is to be clear. Okay, so that's why before starting the lecture of introduction to architecture and town planning, first of all we will explain that what is architecture. After we start architecture basic design process, such as principle of architectural design and principle of basic designs. Okay, so now what is architecture? The basic purpose of this lecture is to introduce that what is architecture, as well as the basic concept of architecture, and also we will explain that how an architect think for a design of new project, how they imagine to create a new design for new building. Okay, so first of all we explain that what is architecture. The selection of forms, shapes, material, texture, color, etc. for a structure to make it look elegant and beautiful is called architecture. It tells us how to provide support to building economically from the point of view of material as well as space. Okay, it make use of applied service such as structural engineering, sanitation, hygiene and ventilation, etc. It utilize proper material at proper place and appropriate form. Now we are coming toward that what is the rule of architecture and town planning in civil engineering. The relation of an architect basically with civil engineering, especially structural engineering, play an important role in a building designing process. Like first of all, architect satisfied a client with a project. Then architect make the design for a project include all of the drawings such as elevation, plane, cross section and different type of elevation. Then forward this drawing to the structural engineer. Okay, now structural engineer check the stability of the building, that the building stable, safe and economical. Okay, then improve the design for further process. Okay, if a structural engineer check the stability of a building, that building cannot standing stable and economical and safe, then structural engineer again meet with the architect that change the design of your building. Then architect check the design to become a proper stability and safe structure. Okay, now we are coming toward that what is the basic of architecture. So first of all, if we are talking about the design of buildings, so how architect create a new idea and design. Basically architect totally focus on natural shape, such as you can see here in this building. You can see here this is the Leaning Tower in Abu Dhabi. You can see here this is this idea taking from natural shape. You can see here. Now we will explain the basic process of this building, that how an architect create the design, the sketch, the layout of this building. Okay, let's suppose in the design of Leaning Tower in Abu Dhabi, when Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan wanted to make a skyscraper which is world record in the time, when the task provided to the top London architect RMJM. Okay, he think that a new design of building. Once upon he travel in the beach of sea where ocean tide are in extreme position. You can see here that the ocean tide are in extreme position. You can see here in this diagram. So architect start the idea for the building from this tide, but this is an extreme position. Okay, now only this idea for the vertical portion of the building. Okay, acha. The portion of tower shape design base of the tower mean horizontal like in Abu Dhabi desert up down sand. You can see here in this diagram. This is the up down sand of Abu Dhabi desert. Okay, you can see here. The base mean the horizontal portion of the building is created from this desert up down sand. Okay. Now in this situation problem occur to the structural engineer. Just like I explained in first step, the structural engineer and architect basic relation with each other. You can see here. Now in this situation problem occur to the structural engineer that how we can support the structure because the structure one side is rotated 18 degree. You can see here in this diagram the portion of the building left side is rotated at 18 degree. So how we can support this building because this is rotated 18 degree, this is in an inclined position. Okay, so this is the main work of structural engineer. Similarly we show another building. You can see here in the picture, this is the 7-star luxury hotel in Abu Dhabi. This is 120 feet distance away from the side of ocean. You can see here in this diagram. For example, this is the seashore. Okay, so the distance from this beach and the hotel is 120 feet, mean this is inside the water. Okay, the 120 feet distance away from the side of ocean. Tom Wright top architecture think that the design of this building, when he travel in the ocean he see a sailing boat in the ocean. You can see here in this picture, this is the sailing boat. This is looking very luxury. Okay, you can see here again in this picture sailing boat. So this idea was taken from the sailing boat of this building. Okay, so they're looking very luxury, then start one thinking for their architectural building design. The structure made of concrete and outside decoration of the building, Tom Wright architect think that it should be made of steel, mean that decoration of building and design phase are done by architect Tom Wright. Okay, now when we explain the basic concept of architecture, let's suppose we construct a building and other mega structure. So we use different steps to achieve and manage the construction of building process. So first of all we will do the site analysis of a project. Okay, so this is very lengthy topic such as site analysis, structural engineering work, geotechnical engineering work and site engineering work. Okay, so first of all we will briefly explain that what is the site analysis. In site analysis basically this phase done by architect. Okay, site analysis consists of site selection and for example there are in Pakistan there are two different cities such as Peshawar and Islamabad. So we can compare these two cities and their utilities and their different type of facilities such as gas, electricity, road, hospital, availability of school, availability of colleges, etc. So we compare these utilities to the client, then satisfied client with the help of these utilities. So after satisfying a client, architect start the final and initial sketches for their house or building. Okay, according to their building availability such as commercial building, residential building and other mega structures. Okay, So architect provide side elevation, front elevation, and different type of elevation of a plane. Okay, then these drawing, first of all architect make a rough sketches and conceptual layout. Then this design change to the AutoCAD, mean original drawing. Then these original drawing are forward to the consultancies such as PDA, CDA. PDA mean in Peshawar Development Authority, and CDA mean Capital Development Authority, which is located in Islamabad. Okay, so after that these drawing are also called working drawing because this is able for the working. Okay, now we are coming toward that what is the structural engineering work. So such like I would explain first of all that what is the structural engineer. Structural engineer check the building stability, like this building is very high, this is called sky, this is also called skyscraper. So the stability of this building is very difficult, impossible, but structural engineer make it possible to stand at like this position, rotatory and 18-degree inclined position. Okay, so structural engineer check the different type of load, for example wind load, dead load, live load and snow load, etc., and estimated concrete strength. These all phase should be done by a structural engineer. Okay, now we are coming toward that what is the geotechnical and foundation engineering work. So geotechnical and foundation engineering work is also done by this phase. First of all, geotechnical engineer analyze the soil to check water table, okay, and perform different experiment to find the unit weight of soil, density of the soil, specific gravity of the soil, shear stresses, permeability, to collect different data from the soil and compaction the soil, after find the bearing capacity of soil and select different type of foundation for different type of soil, because foundation totally depend upon the bearing capacity of the soil. For example, a soil has high mean soil has more compacted and high bearing capacity, so we provide another type of foundation, and the bearing capacity of the soil is loose, that's why then we provide the combined footing and different type of footing which is suitable for low bearing capacity. Then these drawings are forward to the site engineer. Site engineer read the drawing carefully with attention, okay, then start the implementation of this drawing on the site. Okay, so this is the short introduction of architecture as well as civil engineering work in a project. Okay, this is the first part of video. In second lecture we will discuss about that what is the basic principle of design, what is the principle of architectural design, and what is architecture proper definition, etc. Okay, thank you.